goal, we have number 1, Faith Lawrence. Number 14, Akila Gomez. Number 5, Amia Cumberbatch. Number 6, Tamia Sinclair. Number 7, Kayla Gary. Number 9, Jelisha Alexander. Number 10, Carissa Cole. Number 11, Zara Jack. Number 12, Alina Trick. Number 16, Carissa France. And number 17, Shona Mendes.
So here we go with the start of the Under-20 competition in the Jewels of the Caribbean 2025. It is the TNT Wolf United. They're in the black and white outfits, and they're up against the Jamaica Under-20 team. Jamaica Under-20 team in the very familiar gold and green outfits. They're attacking the goal to our right. So thrilled that you can join us here on SportsStream TT. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and you can watch the entire tournament here. It continues. We had the first day yesterday, and continuing until Sunday, where the finals of the Under-17 and Under-20 tournaments will be played. TNT Wolf United starting with Lawrence in goal. Cumberbatch 5, Sinclair 6, Gary 7, 9 Alexander, 10 Cowan, 11 Jack, 12 Trim, 14 Gomez, 16 France, and 17 Mendez. For the Jamaica Under-20 team, Phoenix is in goal. She's the number 13. And the rest of the team, 3 Ray, 4 Ashley, 5 McPherson, 6 Smith, 7 Stevenson, 8 Raghunandanan, 10 Powell, 12 Johnson. That's A.V. Johnson. 16 is Malena Johnson, and 17 is Lindo. Of course, Jamaica will start as the favorites for this game, and it's a return of sorts to the captain of the Jamaica Under-20 team, McPherson. McPherson actually played here for Trinidad, against Trinidad and Tobago in an Under-20 match. Jamaica won that game handsomely. 5-1, if I remember correctly, was the scoreline. So it was a big win for her, and I'm sure she has good memories of that. Maybe a bit of bittersweet memories for McPherson, because that actually happened a day after Hurricane Melissa struck Jamaica, and she and the rest of the team were very worried about what was happening in their home country. And of course, the Hurricane Melissa has now gone into memory, but certainly it was a very frightening experience for McPherson and the Jamaican ladies here while they were in Trinidad. Nice turn by Mendez, and she's brought down, and Smith, Andrine Smith, was the one who brought her down. So Trinidad and Tobago Wolf United, and just to explain why the Wolf, it's the Women's Football League. That's where the term came from. It's caught on nicely. Fourth official just asking the player to delay her kick. That's Gomez, who was about to take it. And the referee is Cecile Hines. She's just having a quick talk with one of the Trinidad and Tobago players. It's Alexander, who has walked away like a guilty schoolgirl. It's headed away for the moment by Smith. And here comes Jamaica, looking to build out of the back. No hurry on the part of Henderson. Gets it back to Ashley. And there's Phoenix. I'm sure there's quite a few headlines that have been written with her name, Phoenix Rising and all the rest. We might hear one of those later on. At Bolden Stadium here in Couva. It's been a venue was great history in Trinidad and Tobago football. This was where Trinidad and Tobago beat the USA 2-1 to knock them out of the 2018 World Cup. So it's not a happy hunting ground for the USA. There's an American team that's due to play later on. Let's hope that for the sake of the TNT teams, that rubs off on them. Actually, a USA women's team lost in a semi-final here in 2018 in an under-20 competition. So the Omen's stacking up against the USA. That looked like a handball, but was turned down by referee Hines, who's in the ideal position to see it. Ruled unintentional. That's knocked through the space for Stevenson to run on to. And she has some pace to go with it. cuts inside, but that's a good interception. Good work by Gomez, spotting that she had actually pushed it too far in front of her and cut it away and gives up the corner. But here's where it's going to be difficult for Trinidad and Tobago, because the Jamaicans are decidedly a little bit taller and maybe a little bit more athletic, if I were to say that. And they're going to be dangerous in the dead ball situations, especially Stevenson, who is quite tall. And I tell you what, she's going to be a real handful. Also at the edge of the box and completely unmarked right now is Ashley. And she's another one who's looking very dangerous. And she's just standing there alone. Nobody seems to have picked her up. Now one of the TNT players picks her up. Here comes the corner. First of the match for Jamaica. Booted towards the far post. Headed away by Gomez. And this will come to McPherson, the captain. And she gets the ball in. As a Jamaican player, he there spins away and nicely into the pathway of Smith. Now it comes all the way down to Powell. Oh, what's a Jamaican team without a Powell in it? Mendez looking to show off those electric skills of hers, getting past one, but then the fourth Jamaican in her pathway gets it away. Now here's Powell. Just showed too much of the ball to the defender, but she manages to regain possession. Looking for McPherson, who came on and looked quite good against Trinidad and Tobago in the senior match just about a month and a half ago. This is going to be a tough ass goal. That's through the hands of the keeper, and somehow Lawrence was able to keep that away. Danger is still here, and the Trinidad and Tobago team finally get it away. That was a good shot by Johnson, A.V. Johnson, that is. And Johnson stung the palms of Lawrence, who managed to just palm it away. Had that been maybe a couple feet away from her, I don't think it would have been the same result, though. It was hit with such fierce power by A.V. Johnson. One of two Johnsons on the team. The other is Malena. And interestingly, her middle name has been listed as Mighty here. Oh, I'd love to see what she can produce. Malena Johnson, number 16, hasn't gotten much of a touch on the ball just yet. What mighty feats that she can achieve, if you pardon the pun. Into the middle, headed towards the far post, but no sting on it at all. No zing in that header. And the TNT Wolf United live to fight another day. Jaimo Harper is the coach of the TNT Wolf United. Jamaica under 20s, coached by Lee Croft Letman. And among the technical staff for the Jamaica team, I'm seeing the name of Clive Wedderburn. He's listed as the goalkeeping coach for the under 20s. He's actually the under 17 coach. Took charge of the team yesterday as they defeated the SSFL Stars, Future Stars, 5-2 in their game. The other match yesterday featured TNT Women's under 17. They went down 4-0 to the Indy Premier. Here's a foul on the edge of the area. That's going to be an excellent opportunity here for Jamaica. Just too quick for Gary. She was forced to pull down the speedy Jamaican Powell. Yeah, you've seen so many sporting names from Jamaica with the last name Powell. The most famous, of course, Asafa Powell, the outstanding 100-meter runner, gold medalist at the Olympics, and former world record holder, of course. And then Darren Powell, the cricketer. And don't forget Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State, who was also born in Jamaica, I understand. Here's the free kick, and just three in the wall here. Boy, I'm not sure about this. They need to have more in that wall. And this is banged into the wall. Oh, I see what they were doing. They just added the last two players just came running in. Jamaica still have it here. And the TNT Wolf United have been hemmed into their own half in the 9 minutes or so that we've had in this game. They've barely made it into the Jamaica half. There was just that one free kick that was pumped towards the area, but that was it. Here's the astute McPherson getting Smith. Smith dribbling nicely. That cross is cut out at the first attempt. Well, McPherson is not a shrinking violet by any means. She's had a taste of the action for Jamaica at senior level. And Jamaica going to 2 World Cups already. She'll be hoping that she can be part of that Jamaica team to go to the next one. Here she is now, the number 5 and the captain for Jamaica. Very organized looking player. Usually just drives the team forward. Wolf United team know they have their work cut out of them here. This one's nicely treaded through. That's a good foot save. It's still alive, and it's into the corner of the net. 10 minutes in, and Jamaica under 20s are ahead, and it is the big figure of Stevenson who side-footed it into the net. So goal to Stevenson, and Jamaica under 20s underway within 10 minutes after sustained pressure within the first 10 minutes, and they have their first goal. So not quite as impressive so far from the TNT Wolf United, who are already looking they already are under the gun here, and they'll have to get themselves organized very quickly because these Jamaicans come with some menace. Sinclair. And that's knocked forward towards Mendez, who manages to keep this one in play. Has done well here, Mendez. Down the line, looking for the run of Alexander. Alexander was second best to Lindo in that one. And that was shepherded out of play by Lindo. So 5 o'clock start to this game, 4 o'clock in Jamaica, of course. And the shadow is still lengthening across the pitch. That's the southern side of the ground you're looking at. And this is a sports-mad area of the country. Home for football here in central Trinidad, of course. There's also the National Cricket Center away to the south. And there is the cycling velodrome away to the north of the stadium. And then further north is the National Aquatic Center. So 4 major sports based right here in Cooper. One of the great ideas to decentralize sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica are not worrying about that because they're looking for a second goal here. And Raghunandanan was robbed of it in the end. It was a good run by her. Also, her younger sister, I believe, is in the team. She's on the bench, though. Here they come. Look at the space here that Jamaica have been afforded on the right-hand side. And they ran straight in on the right back, who could do little more than just pose a token challenge. Sinclair has done well, though. That's good from Sinclair. Held her own and managed to get the ball away. But there was an alarming lack of cover on that right-hand side for Trinidad and Tobago. Powell, good ball forward, looking for the run here of Johnson. Oh, Johnson, that's a good ball. And that's spanked over bar from Raghunandanan. Nice amount of power in it, but the angle was against her. Didn't have much of the goal to aim at. Maybe the size of 2 doors, really, from that angle. Well, the defender for the TNT Wolf team just taking her time to go for this one. Why not? It's been a really torrid start here provided by the Jamaica under-20 team. I'm sure that Coach Letman and his crew would be very happy with what they've seen from their young players so far. Just at the bottom of your picture in the red, that's Coach Harper for the TNT Wolf United. And already the water's out. It's very cool on that part of the pitch, but I tell you what, it might be feeling like 40 degrees out there right now with these big, fast Jamaicans just buzzing around you. Coach Harper just calling over young Sinclair. Impressive piece of defending. She sensed that the cover had deserted her just a few minutes ago, just bided her time and just waited for a moment and took it off Powell. That was a nice piece of defending. And of course, you're watching the action here on SportsStream TT. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All games in this Jewels of the Caribbean tournament will be on this channel. Here's the kick about to be taken. Push in the back there by McPherson, which the referee did not spot. Here's Mendez, who has been the most impressive of the TNT players so far. They haven't been allowed to play very much understandably, with the quality of this Jamaica team. It's Powell sending Stevenson, in fact. Here's Powell. Can she get the shot off? Gets the cross in. And at the second attempt, it is knocked away. But Stevenson's shot is wide of the mark. She really does take some defending, Stevenson. She's quick. She's big. She's physical. And it's going to be a long evening here for the TNT Wolf United team. Well, the American team, that's Indy Premier, they will be playing against the TNT Under-20 team next, and that's going to be another torrid task for the TNT Under-20s. The Indy Premier team looked quite impressive, the Under-17s yesterday. Expecting a lot from this Under-20 team also. One of the great institutions for producing college athletes in the USA. And of course, from Indianapolis in the USA, from the great state of Indiana. Indianapolis called the Crossroads of America. TNT Under-20 team right now warming up just behind behind those stands that you're looking at. Can just spot them peeking above the top of the stands, at least from my view. This is an area known as Couva here in Trinidad, in central Trinidad. If you're not familiar with the geography of our lovely Twin Island Republic. TNT Wolf United trying to build something here, but the Jamaicans take it over very quickly. Better organization now from the Wolf United team. I think the message has gone out after that rather alarming gap that showed up on the right-hand side. You could have parked 5 50-seater buses in that part of the field. Long ball by Smith. Cut out there in the middle. And the player who cut it out looks like she's trained something. That's Gomez. Center back for the Wolf team. Well, that's a heavy tackle from behind. And France goes down very heavily. Referee Hines is very experienced. She's done a lot of work in these age group competitions, in the women's game and in the men's game. And has officiated at the TNT Pro League, one of the great initiatives here. Trinidad and Tobago football, getting the top women officials involved in the TT Premier Football League. Let me give the correct name to the league. Pro League, of course, the former name to the National Football League here in Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica building slowly from the back. Now they go for the long ball. Ashley looking for Stevenson. Stevenson is very quick and gets past 3 of the defenders. She is true and behind. Can she get the cross? Oh, just as she was able to get the cross, and a good defensive work there by the Wolf United team. And there's a player down, St. Clair, the right back for the Wolf United team. She pulled out of the tackle very quickly. I think something's gone into her eyes. She was holding her face immediately after the challenge with Stevenson. And this is going to be a corner. Well, very sportingly, Lawrence has decided to fetch the ball for the Jamaicans. She's obviously not from Australia. They would have never done that. Yeah, very sportingly. She doesn't really have to, but just shows her good sporting nature. You hardly ever see teams go fetch the ball for the other team. But full marks to you, young lady, Faith Lawrence. Well, the photographers on that side waiting for the shot that will make it to the newspapers. Here is the header, and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Raghunandanan, coming in and just leaning over the defender, got the header in, but good save by Lawrence again. I've seen Lawrence goalkeep before. She's a good shot stopper, not the most impressive in terms of her distribution, That's one of the areas that she will work on, I'm sure. Smith looking for Powell. Methodical build-up here for Jamaica, and the patterns are clear from them. They knock the ball at the back, and then they just look for the space to open up. They're not afraid to pump that ball long. And when they go through the middle, everything comes through McPherson. And the number 5 there she is calling for the ball. And here comes the long ball again. This one is a diagonal that allows Smith to run into. Can she get the cross in? There are 4 inside the box. And she was unable to get it past that defender. And once again, it is Sinclair who is in the wars. Sinclair goes to ground, but critically, she made a stop for a team. Jamaica decide to take it short. Here's Powell again. He's trying to do a bit too much here, Powell. She's going to get an earful from the coach, I'm sure, after that. Raghunandanan trying to get the cross. She does. And that's, well, 2 players there for Jamaica, neither able to apply the finish. Stevenson was one of them. And it came past the first player. And she was not able to get the touch on it. So 1-0 to Jamaica as we go past the 21st minute of the game, just about the halfway point of the first half. And the Jamaica team in front by 1. Stevenson scoring in the 10th minute. Well, they have pushed Gomez out towards the left-hand side. Mendez, correction, out to the left. Started off on the right. And see if she can get some more space on that far side. Well, she has found little on this side with the likes of Smith and Stevenson around. A little odd bit of miscommunication there between the Jamaican defenders. We've seen a couple of lapses between them already in this first half. That's a good ball. Well, here's the shot. Well, the keeper was struggling to get to that, and the defender was hoping that the keeper would come for it. And that is a very dangerous ball with those 2 fleet-footed forwards for Jamaica. Eventually, Avery Johnson got the touch on it, but she poked it over bar. And yeah, she just had to lunge at the end. I'm sure she would have loved to have that one back, Johnson. Johnson just a little strain to the hamstring, left hamstring. See the kinesiology tape at the back of her left hamstring. And the TNT Wolf United team just taking their time to collect the ball. And some players getting their water. Might be a good time to send the teams in for that water break. It's actually shaping up that way. Everybody's coming towards the middle of the park to get the water on the sidelines. Wasn't really the hottest of days. We've had a couple days 33 or so degrees Celsius in the last few weeks. But after a period of rain in the last week, it's now gone down to 31. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not a huge amount of comfort. It's like the difference between falling out of the 10th or 9th story of a building. Either one's deadly. So we're ready to restart here in minute 24. Here's Lawrence with the kick to start off. Sinclair pumps that downfield, only as far as Powell. Yeah, there aren't a huge number of options here on for the TNT Wolf United team. Not seeing that player in that McPherson role. I think that would be Gomez is the one who's supposed to be taking the ball from defense and try to move it forward. But she hasn't featured a lot in this game so far. The other player is Cowan, the number 10 for the Wolf United team. She hasn't barely had a touch of the ball. Phoenix comes for it early. And Lindo sends it downfield. That's a good ball. Here's McPherson. She finds Raghunandanan. Reset is the word from Coach Harper. And they're very, very square at the back, the Trinidad and Tobago team. Even the defensive midfielders dropped into the back line. That was looking very, very dangerous indeed. One ball could have taken out 7 players. Look at this here. There's Powell. Off to the races, gets the ball in. Danger here. Swept into the net. 2-0, Jamaica on the 20s. Raghunandanan has been threatening all game, and she has her second goal in the 26th minute. 2-0, Jamaica on the 20s over the TNT Wolf United. It's a real disappointment for the TNT Wolf United team, but I'm sure that in their heart of hearts, given that they would have come into this game with great confidence, they would have known that it was going to be a difficult match for them.
Scored by number 8, Maya Raghunandanan.
Jamaica building slowly at the back again. And TNT Wolf United, very high backline. And this is where the speed of the Jamaicans can be utilized to good effect. That's what they're using the long balls, just to play it over. Raghunandanan has raced past the defenders again. And oh, that's a second goal for her within the space of 2 minutes. 3-0 to Jamaica under 20s, and Raghunandanan scores again. She took that ball, had a lot to do from 30 meters out and raced past the defense, and that was a very good finish indeed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a goal scored for the Jamaica under 20 girls. Goal scored by number 8, Maya Raghunandanan.
It's not the easiest name to pronounce, Raghunandanan, and it's giving our stadium announcer no end of worries here. I think she's getting closer to the correct iteration. Well, what a start it has been for Jamaica in the 20s. It looks like a practice match for them. The TNT Wolf United team, they don't really play a lot together, so that would explain some of the disjointed play we've seen from them. And but it's a good outing for them, a chance to play against a top quality team. Stevenson picks this up. This could be goal number 4, and swept wide by Johnson. Malena Johnson had the entire 24 feet to aim at, and she puts it wide. Well, that could have so easily been 4-0 to Jamaica within the first half an hour. Yesterday we saw a heavy defeat for the TNT under 17s. Indy Premier won their game 4-0. One of their players, Montgomery, the number 7, who was very impressive yesterday, she had a hat-trick of offside goals in the first half. It could have been a really heavy defeat for the TNT under 17s yesterday. And qualifying for the finals, 3 rounds of action. Here's how the competition is going. 3 rounds of action for each team, and then the top 2 teams will meet in the finals. That's on Sunday. Both the under 17 and under 20 finals will be played then. Powell with a lovely ball. This could be number 4. Well saved. That was Johnson, but Lawrence wasn't able to hold on to it, and the defense bailed her out that time, able to knock it away. Look at the work here by McPherson again, showing her real experience, she has been seen as the next defensive midfielder for the national team. Of course, you think about succession planning for Jamaica. She looks like the one who's going to rule the roost for many years to come. Very intelligent young player. There she is, nicely turning away from the attention of France. Here's Smith. I think you're supposed to trade T-shirts after the game. Mendes, actually that was Jack who had her hands all over the T-shirt of the Jamaican player. I think players do say that sarcastically though. Let's trade shirts after the game, not during the game. So free kick for Jamaica and a yellow card also for Jack. A lot of these young players for the TNT Wolf United have come through the secondary schools football league. And here they are playing against the might of the Caribbean top team Jamaica. That one's headed towards goal. Well, the clutch of bodies there, and it is Johnson who was able to force the corner in this wonderful tournament, the Jewels of the Caribbean. In its third year, of course, it's a developmental invitational football tournament for women's youth national teams in the Caribbean, and organized by the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association and Trinidad and Tobago Women's Football under the leadership of the indefatigable Janelle James. Is also heavily involved in this. It's been held in December for the last 3 years, and it's the December initiative. Here's the corner on its way. Comes off the head of a TNT Wolf player and away for another corner. Here we go to the next side. And one of the objectives of this tournament is to offer meaningful international competition for young female players outside of the official FIFA and CONCACAF windows, and addressing what some feel is a historical lack of match play for the young women outside of the CONCACAF tournaments. So a wonderful initiative that was started just after the COVID-19 pandemic here in Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Jamaica with the corner. Two Jamaicans, one at the near post, one inside of the 6-yard box. They're threatening, they're looking for a fourth goal here. Two Jamaican players getting in each other's way, and the shot eventually hit by Raghunandanan, who's on a hat-trick, remember. McPherson has Powell to aim at on this near side, and she does pick out Powell with a nice ball. And Powell was caught offside. That's Fidelia Ramirez on that side of the field. And, well known for her work in here in Central. I've seen her do quite a few youth games in one of the local football, the National Youth Football Championships. Sinclair attempts to turn past Powell, who picks up the ball. McPherson. Here's Smith. And Smith just is going one way, the ball went the other. Not a lot of outings for the TNT Wolf United team into Jamaica territory. And here we go. It's the 34th minute of the game, and Jamaica leading 3-0. In case you're just joining us, Stevenson in the 10th minute and Raghunandanan scoring 2 goals within the space of 2 minutes, 26th and 27th minutes for her goals. Here's Phoenix in goal for Jamaica. Lindo finds Ashley. I have to be careful how I say Lindo. There's somebody named Linda close by. I get a suspicious look every time I say it. Of course, I'm referring to the former Trinidad and Tobago referee, Linda Bramble, is here. And working for CFU, I see. She's assessing the referees here today, and great to see her still involved in the game. So that one drifts out of play, and I tell you what, they look at the spirited bunch already, the TNT Wolf United team. Sure, they would have expected that they would be under pressure. Maybe not that they'd be 3-0 down within half an hour. Ten minutes still to go to halftime. So it could get much worse for them here. They'll be hoping not to concede any more before the halftime. And there were a couple of good saves by Lawrence. But it has been full pressure here by the Jamaica U17 team. Raghunandanan crossing this one. Taken down nicely by Powell. And here's Stevenson waiting to get the cross in. She does so. One time. Smith wasn't able to find a colleague. And McPherson does the cleanup act here. Here's Ashley. Here's a long ball again, this time from Lindo. That's over the top, and a chance here. Oh, Raghunandanan was one of those players who was interested in that. That time, I think it was Johnson who was running that down, but couldn't get on the end of it. Again, Lawrence's distribution lets her down. Powell got a knock in the back of her head. And, well, the TNT Wolf United player, Jack, has to be careful. She's already on a yellow card. She was there telling the referee that, hey, I was just, it was unintended. And now she's getting a warning from referee Hines. So I guess she's officially on notice now. And even, well, Gomez is stepping across and telling her, calm down. Aquila Gomez, the captain of the TNT Wolf United team. I guess the message is we can't go down to 10, and we're already 3-0 down on the scoreline. Well, that's hit powerfully. Well, McPherson may have thought about taking a chance at goal. She apologizes to her teammates. Seven and a half minutes to go before halftime. And already 3-0 to Jamaica. One of the great features of this tournament is it's really specifically timed to act as warm-ups to the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 and Under-20 qualifiers, which typically occur January or February the following year. So that's one of the reasons why this tournament was implemented. It has given the Trinidad and Tobago football public, at least, and of course for the other teams, a chance to see the young stars. One remembers in the first tournament back in 2023, Oriel Martin became a household name. She was scoring goals for fun in that game. Here's a good-looking run here. A chance here for Trinidad and Tobago. And that was coming off the outside of the boot from Alexander. I don't think that's what she intended. And she could have maybe taken the ball a few more steps forward before unleashing her shot. Here, they're now getting a couple of chances. Yeah, they're just taking they're trying to take shots from incredible distance. Oh, this is where it's going to get dangerous here. And the two Jamaican players, Raghunandan races past the defense. That's good work by Gomez to get back and make the tackle, and eventually takes the ball away from the Jamaica player and gets knocked to the ground for her efforts. Almost a gift. Bit straighter than that. It would have really played in Johnson beautifully. Johnson still manages to pick it up. Two Jamaicans in the box. Nobody's picked them up just yet. Giveaway by the TNT team. Powell looking to get the shot off, and straight at the keeper. Stung the hands of Lawrence again. Well, in that bit of play, that sequence of play, you can see the danger of playing that very high back line against a very speedy team. Here's Smith again. This one's towards the far post. Raghunandan is going to keep this one in. Looking to tee someone up. And there's the goal, number 4. And it is the captain, McPherson, that gets it. Good run into the box. No one picked her up. And she side-footed it past the goalkeeper to make it 4 for the Jamaica under-20s. And just on the cusp of half-time, 44th minute, and McPherson scores 4-0 Jamaica under-20s. Well, she deserves a goal, McPherson. She's played quite well today. Again, as she has. She really did look impressive as a youngster coming on in that Jamaica senior team game against TNT here in October. And that's a giveaway by Cowan. Oh, and Johnson was being pulled and tugged. And that's going to be a card. That's right in front of the official. And Cowan gets the yellow card. That's like trying to rob someone in front of the police station. It's right on the doorstep. The official was right there. And
ladies and gentlemen, we have a yellow card issued to player number 10, Carissa Cowan from the Trinidad and Tobago United.
Cowan, correction, was the player who got the yellow card. So 2 yellow cards now for Trinidad and Tobago. Well, the instructions have gone out to the TNT Wolf team to sort of hem in the Jamaicans. But the problem is once they play that ball over, their speed takes them beyond the defenders. Raghunandan again. Oh, that's going to be an easy tap in here. No. How did that not go in? That should have been an easy tap in, but it's not. Here's McPherson looking for the 5th goal here. Johnson, and just missing the far post.
And ladies and gentlemen, the 4th official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute added on time in the first half.
Well, 1 minute has been added on, but tell you what, for this Wolf United team, that might be 1 minute too many. They would certainly want to be back in the dressing room at this time. Well, we have been through 30 seconds of time added on for stoppages. And Lawrence is taking her time to get this one back and can't fault her at all. Yeah, the problem is they've started to play a much higher back line in the second part of this first half. And with the Jamaica, the speed of the Jamaican forwards, and plus Lawrence is not the fastest off her line to close the distance. This is where you need those sweeper keepers to clear their lines for those types of balls. She's not able to do that, and as a result, Jamaica just getting a free rein here. That's the whistle for half-time, and TNT Wolf United have been torn apart here, 4-0. Stevenson in the 10th minute, Raghunandanan 2 goals in 2 minutes, 26th and 27th, and McPherson scoring with a minute to go to half-time. So Jamaica under-20s large and in charge here in the Jewels of the Caribbean under-20 opener. They lead the TNT Wolf United team by 4 goals to 0.
Leaving the field of players, number 16, Malay 90 Johnson, and entering the field of play for her is number 15, Maya Baba. Also leaving the field of players, number 3, Soraya Ray, and entering the field of play for her is Kira and Raghunandanan.
So we are ready for the start of the second half. TNT Wolf United versus Jamaica under-20s. Jamaica under-20s attacking the goal to our right. There were 4 goals to the good. Stevenson getting the first goal in the 10th minute. Raghunandanan with 2 goals in the 26th and 27th minute. And McPherson scoring in the 44th. They lead 4-0. A couple of changes for the Jamaica team. Ray, number 3, has gone off. And Johnson, Malena Mighty Johnson, has gone off. Number 15, Barber, has come on in her place. And also on is Raghunandanan, the other, the sibling, I believe, of Raghunandanan, the goal scorer. She's playing at the right back position. Here she is right now, getting her first touch, and first touch is a good one. So Raghunandanan will restart play, and she's joined her sibling on the team. They're playing on the same side, so she'll be supplying balls down the right towards her sibling, who is has a heavily strapped right hamstring. She's a couple of goals. How she'd love to get a 3rd goal here and complete a hat-trick. Now, you would have felt that the long ball was coming there. We've seen the long ball being used quite liberally by the Jamaica team. And if you're hearing a little uptick in the noise below us, that's the small crowd is attempting to do the Mexican wave just in front of us. Well, that was played in towards Stevenson, who gets the cross in. This could be another goal. It is. And that was nicely worked, and a 5th goal, but it is an offside. It is offside. It was knocked in there well by Johnson, A.V. Johnson, but she was in an offside position. Well spotted by the official on this side. Well spotted by Lainell Winchester, the official AR1 on the side of the field. She's from Tobago, I'm told. McPherson finds Powell, who's been very influential in this game so far. Raghunandanan getting the cross from a namesake. This is booted clear, but only as far as McPherson. Might be lining up a left-footed shot. Didn't quite catch it. Gomez tries to run out of trouble here, but is tripped up. Now, has she committed the foul? It looks like the foul has been given to the Jamaica team, and Gomez apparently followed through as she fell. Tripped up Raghunandanan. That's the number 8, and she's gone to ground. Powell will take the free kick. Just 2 in the wall. Goes for goal. Powerfully struck, but always rising. Well, that one just flew over the top of the crossbar. Lawrence beaten 4 times in the first half. I should be hoping that they can limit the damage here for the TNT Wolf United team. This team drawn from the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Football League, a league that has been in existence since 1985. And after the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, which is held there in Trinidad and Tobago in 2010, that certainly did reposition women's football in the minds of the public. Raghunandana with the cross into the side netting. No harm done there. And certainly that Women's World Cup, Japan and Korea battled it out in the finals. And the Spanish team, interestingly, didn't win that tournament, obviously. But 6 members the last time round. So that shows the value of these youth tournaments. World Cup winners played here. This tournament, this stadium was built for the 2001 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And we had the likes of Carlos Tevez play here. On one night, in fact, Spain and Argentina were drawn in the same group in the men's Under-17 World Cup. You had Carlos Tevez, former Argentina player and star, of course, playing right here. And 2 World Cup winners, future World Cup winners, would have played here. Andres Iniesta and Fernando Torres would have been part of those teams here. Which one of these players that we're seeing on display will be the next great player from the Caribbean? Here's Mendes. No, correction, that's Lindo getting that one forward. Briefly getting away from her marker is Trim. It's back with Jamaica. Is that going to run over the line? No, it's just stopped on the line. It's been given away. Well, I think she was hoping there, Lindo, that would have run over, but it just seemed to stop in the depression that is created by the line. And a little bit for the crowd to get excited about. And the cheer that you may have heard there was for the Indy Premier team, the Under-20 team, just going to do their warm-ups away to the southern side of the ground, outside of your picture. And as they will be playing against the TNT Under-20 team later on today. Raghunandanan is in a battle here for the ball and has fouled the Trinidad and Tobago player. The 2 Raghunandanans were there battling for the ball, and it's given away to Trinidad and Tobago. So this is going to be Cumberbatch to take the free kick. Well, France was interested in taking it, but she's left it for the very left-footed Cumberbatch. Was going to lock this one in. TNT committed quite a few players forward. This one's knocked in. Well, it's dropping nicely there for France. And the shot comes in. Oh, it was just off the mark. And that was a nervous moment there for Phoenix, because as the shot was underway, Phoenix slipped and fell. If that had been anywhere on target, that would have scored, because Phoenix had slipped and fallen to the ground. She does what goalkeepers do after that, to go and knock the cleats out in the approved goalkeeper fashion. Yeah, there is some wet spots just in front of the goal. McPherson. Raghunandanan. Played nicely for Johnson. McPherson robbed of it here by her fellow number 12, Trim. Well, that's not a good pass by Trim, and France is unable to get in on the end of it. It's good control by Smith, and she's fouled in the process. So night has fallen here in Hoover. So if you're watching in Jamaica, it's still bright where you are. And great to have you here with us. And I know that you still very much have our support here in Trinidad and Tobago, as the entire country still recovering from Hurricane Melissa. And the cheer in the background is for the Trinidad and Tobago under-20 team now making their way out. Well, this is a nervous moment here for the TNT Wolf League team. Jamaica threatening, looking for that 5th goal. And that was good work. Ashley was about to drop the hammer on that. The defender just getting in there in time. That's a good ball, but offside against the player on the far side of the field. She looked a little bit surprised there, Stevenson, but you're looking down the line of defenders. That's unforgivable for the winger. Jamaica warming up their substitute keeper, that's Brown, and she may get a chance to run out here because there really hasn't been much work for Phoenix to do. So we might see Brown being introduced for the Jamaica under-20s. Always good to give the second string goalkeeper a chance to get out there, get some valuable minutes. Jamaica are warming up a couple of players here to come on. So there will be some changes, some fresh artillery out there for Jamaica. Smith and Mitchell are the 2 players warming up at the moment for Jamaica. As Powell stylishly taking that one to the outside of the boot, Neymar fashion. Takes on the defender, can't get past. Well, she looks like she's going to turn out to be some player, Powell, if she continues along this way. Very skillful, very quick, and has a real turn of pace. Those first couple of yards, she really sprints away from defenders. And certainly, I'm sure we'll see a lot more of her in the future, young Powell. As of this young lady, McPherson, who might think about lining up a shot here. She did try one from a bit further away. She does have options to her right, or one option. Raghunandan and the defender is there. But I think she's more concerned about striking this one in goal. And there comes the sub I was talking about. Jamaica just about to make the change, and Phoenix is going to come off, and Brown is going to get her chance to get some minutes here. So London Phoenix is off, and Solange Brown on the field.
Substitution for Jamaica under-20. Leaving the field of play is goalkeeper London Phoenix, and entering the field of play is number 1, Solange Brown.
Well, no blemishes on the copybook of London Phoenix today. There's McPherson with the shot, and just like the last effort, just hammered over the bar. So this is a really good opportunity here for the Jamaica under-20 team. It's a good start for them, 4-0 ahead. And they look a well-oiled bunch. There have been a few errors here and there, but so far so good. 15 Barber, first sign of her getting close to the ball. There's Powell again. Doesn't need a second asking to take on players, does she? Well, that's a lovely ball. Hit through the middle. Chase on here for Raghunandanan. She gets there. Knocks it in. Powell drives it over bar. Wow. For a moment there, that was looking to be something special for Jamaica. Just missed the upright. Well, Powell has apologized to the bench. I think she had enough time to perhaps take a touch and roll it into the corner. Went for the spectacular effort. Won't affect the outcome of the game by any means right now. But I'm sure she would have loved to have gotten her name on the score sheet. As soon as she missed it, she looked straight across to the line to see if Coach Letman was looking, and she quickly apologized. Nobody wants to get the hairdryer from the coach. Knocked through by Powell, just a bit beyond the runner Smith. And Smith has shown great enterprise, the fullback. She supported the attacks all the way through. And again, she was showing to support. And Raghunandanan, who has come on in the second half, she also has shown a bit of enterprise, moving forward to support the attack for Jamaica. Dribbles past McPherson. That's a good ball, but not the best of angles, though. And first touch there for Brown, coming in to make the stop. Well, that's more than Lawrence had, that Phoenix had to do for the game. Well, this is going to be an indirect free kick here. Well, I think she held on to it an inordinately long time. I think that is the ruling. Well, the corner has been given here. And, oh, that's a slip-up. And the corner kick was given, and I'll explain that in a minute here, as just for those who don't follow up the game as closely. Well, that was played in beautifully towards Powell, just a bit too far, a bit too much on it. That was a nice ball played in towards Powell. Comes to nothing, so the ruling was that the goalkeeper had held the ball for more than the 8 seconds which is allowed, and referee Hines called the play against her, and the ruling is, of course, these days an indirect free kick. Well, it is a corner. Used to be an indirect free kick. That's what I'm attempting to say. Yeah, that ruling actually used to create a lot of interesting situations with indirect free kicks in odd places inside the 6-yard box, and teams incredibly managed not to score from those. Those days are gone, though. Couple of substitutions. Here they are. Smith and Mitchell will make their way onto the field. And it is going to be Mitchell on for, let's see, who's coming off here. Well, the number 13 is up. It's actually number 12 who's coming up. That's Johnson. A.V. Johnson is off. And now coming on is Cassandra Smith, one of the 2 Smiths out there, so there'll be another Smith on. Cassandra Smith, and she is coming on for well, they were about to take a substitution, but referee Hines has said, okay, let's play on. Mitchell getting her first touch. That's a good ball. And there is Smith running onto this one. This could be trouble. Swept into the back of the net. And that is the 5th goal for Jamaica, coming 18 minutes into the second half. And that is the goal, is being celebrated there. And Smith is the one celebrating a goal for her. So 5-0. As easy as you like. The substitution has come to good effect. So 63rd minute on my watch. The goal coming.
And we have a substitution for Jamaica, number 20. Leaving the field of play is number 12, A.V. Johnson, and entering the field of play is number 14, C.A. Mitchell. And we have a goal for Jamaica, under 20. Goal scored by number 6, Adrian Smith. And also we have a substitution for Jamaica number 20. Leaving the field of play is number 6, Adrian Smith, and entering the field of play is number 19, Cassandra Smith.
Adrian Smith scoring the goal, so not Cassandra Smith, who also came on. So we have 2 Smiths on the field and 2 Raghunandanans, but both Johnsons have now gone off, so a little bit of double play going on. Well, so we just come out of the halftime break. Well, only 20 minutes in, and already the Jamaica team getting some water here, and that's because of an injury. And it looks like Cumberbatch, who has gone down, still looking a little bit, she's walking gingerly there, Cumberbatch. But the TNT Wolf United team left exposed there. Jamaica, there were 2 players who could have put that ball into the net. But it was Smith eventually that just had the simple task of rolling it past Lawrence into the net for a 5-0 lead. Now, we had 5 goals yesterday in the first game, which featured Jamaica under 17s. They knocked 5 past the Future Stars, who got a double. And then there was 4 for Indy Premier against the Trinidad and Tobago under 17 team. Gomez being hustled and harried there. She does have support back, but she's not using that support. Playing herself into trouble, Gomez. Sinclair was actually waiting, calling, beseeching for the ball, and didn't get it. Throw in for Jamaica, deep inside TNT Wolf United territory. And while it does not look like Cumberbatch is going to continue here, she is walking off the field. She's walked off the field, now walking on the running track. Jamaica driving this one in. This could fall nicely here for McPherson. She couldn't get the vital touch. TNT Wolf United will be bringing on 2 players. Allard and Denoon will be coming on. Well, here comes the first of the 2 substitutions. Allard is coming on for Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch has made her way off the field. And the second of the players coming on, Denoon, is going to come on. And who's she replacing? She's replacing France. France is off. Denoon, her first touch, doesn't manage to get it to a teammate. We're just going past the halfway point of the second half. And just a little bit of complacency maybe creeping into that Jamaica team. A few misplayed passes here. They've been very dominant in this game, but I'm sure that Coach Letman will not want to see that, because there will be tougher challenges to come for his team in this competition against the likes of TNT's under-20 team and Indy Premier. Remember, it's 3 rounds of matches in the under-20 competition, as in the under-17 competition. Top 2 teams clashing in the final on Sunday. Still a long way from that, but Jamaica will want to feel they are one of the favorites to make it there. McPherson has hardly put a foot wrong in this match. Cassandra Smith slotting in on that left-hand side for Jamaica. There she is. Now that's not the best ball to Powell. Powell does well to recover it. But that was pumped forward. One Raghunandan towards the other, but she was never going to catch up with that. Good recovery by Mitchell. But not the best ball for Mitchell. It's given away, but TNT squander possession meekly here. It's been a lot of that, a lot of disjointed play between the TNT Wolf United team. Stevenson does well to pick up on this one. 3 players to aim at. Oh, that's, well, that gave a little bit of trouble there for Lawrence. Just bouncing in front of her and rising towards her face like a Curtly Ambrose bouncer. Nice bit of work by the new player on, Wiley. Well, we've seen a few bits of individual brilliance from the TNT Wolf United team. Hasn't been the best of team performances as a unit defensively and in an attacking sense. They haven't really put a lot up on the board here. And it's showing in the scoreline. That's run over the line. Fourth official in your picture, that's Natalia Williams. I'm sure we'll see her out in the middle in a couple games in this competition. Oh, giveaway on the far side by Mitchell. Correction by the player who's come on for Jamaica. Smith. Here's Smith again. Looks for the return pass. Another giveaway there from Smith. Chance for the Wolf United team. Can they find something here? Well, that was a rather aimless pass by Wiley, who's just come on. Hasn't quite gotten to speed with the game so far. And that has given a golden chance here for Jamaica to launch a counter-attack. And Mitchell is there. That's a good ball to Mitchell. And Barber could score. Well, didn't really catch it, Barber. And it was good defensive work by Gomez again. She has been the sole bright spark here for the TNT Wolf United team, and she does well to prevent that one from getting past her. I think that was Trim, actually, who made the stop. Gomez has been withdrawn, I think apparently with an injury. Here comes Jamaica again. Raghunandanan. Oh, goes outside. Gets the cross in. Oh, they whipped it across the face of goal. And, well, the player on the far side couldn't keep it in. Not far away from the head of Barber, who would have been hoping to get a touch onto that. One of the Jamaican players getting some attention from the coach, Lindo. Just something has gone in her eye. Let's hope she's not wearing contacts. So that makes it even worse. So still the TNT under 20s versus Indy Premier to come. But at the moment it's TNT Wolf United staring down the barrel of the wrong side of a 5-0 scoreline. As we approach minute 75 here in this game. Well, the cross came in a little bit too early for everyone in front. There's a great chance for Jamaica. It's saved by the keeper. Rather unorthodox looking save. Off the boot of Mitchell. I think she could have held on to that, but she made a foot save in the center of the goal. Very, very unorthodox. And Jamaica have a corner. Stevenson is lurking on the top of the box. 5 Jamaica players inside the box. Headed away at the near post. This is Alexander getting it clear. Unusual to see a number 9 playing in defense, but Alexander obviously wanted the shirt. Mitchell. Oh, lovely move from Raghunandan and through the legs of the defender. But the second player, she wasn't able to escape her clutches. That person nicely turning away from trouble. Here's Raghunandan and her sibling. Oh, that's not a good ball there from Powell. That's one of the weak aspects of her game. Her passing and distribution under pressure is not the best. That's one area of her game that she will want to work on. There's a player down. It does look like Alexander, who is, yeah, she's gone down heavily. And the TNT Wolf physio on. That's Michael Daniel. A lot of work for Michael Daniel in the second half. Quite a few of injuries accruing in the second half. And he's pulled out the magic spray, as we like to call it. First saw the magic spray in Test cricket in the 1980s. It was a huge hit. Players look like their arm is dropping off. You put the magic spray on and they're good to go. Alexander is coming off the field here, but I think that's only temporary. She's going to be back on very soon. Throw in for Jamaica. We are just past the 31st minute of the second half. Inside the final 15 minutes of the game. And the air really went out to the game in as early as the 27th minute when Raghunandan scored those couple of goals. Really was a torrid start for this TNT Wolf United team. It will be a great learning experience from them. I don't think they'll ever forget playing against this Jamaica under-20 team. High up there, and the TNT Wolf player seems to have taken a heavy knock from Powell. Powell's just sportingly just inquiring about her health at the moment. I think she knew exactly what she did wrong. She was trying to control it, but didn't see the Trinidad and Tobago player behind her. Now she's just checking on her to make sure she's okay. This game has been played with great spirit. You're watching action in the Jewels of the Caribbean under-20 tournament here at the Attobolden Stadium in Trinidad. And you're watching the action on SportsStream TV. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. You can watch all of the games here. And if you're anywhere close to the Attobolden Stadium, why not come down? Still about 12 minutes to go in this game. And then we have the TNT under-20 team against the Indy Premier team, who are warming up away to the right. Well, I think the injury is severe enough for the medical staff to be called on. And I think the player can't... Oh, she's writhing in pain. Oh, yeah, that looks bad. So the stretcher bearers will be forced to take her off the field here. We did see a player stretch it off yesterday for in the second game. Future Stars versus Jamaica under-17s. Not seeing anyone warming up for the TNT Wolf team. Will they be playing the rest of the game with 10 players? They do have Patrice, I see, still listed to come on. Gibbs, Wiley. So a bit of a hold up here because of the injury. And now the players coming off the field. Oh, this is not a great sight. The young lady, her tournament might be over. Given what we're seeing here, we do hope that she will be fine. Might just be a bit of a strain, but let's hope that she recovers quickly and she can come back to play in this tournament. Real proud moment, I'm sure it is for her and her family, that she's on the field right now. But unfortunately, this is the end of her night. So a warm round of applause going on around the stadium for the young player who's off the field, and she is in absolute agony at the moment. They're taking her towards the bench. I think they might have to actually take her for some more attention. Whatever has happened, it's very, very painful for her. So the TNT Wolf United team will be playing with 10 players for the rest of the game. Slipped there by Lawrence, but regains her footing and manages to regain possession here for the TNT Wolf United team. Well, I'm not seeing any movement from the medical staff to take the player off to the health facility, so that's good news. She might be in some pain, but it apparently is not serious enough that she has to seek further medical attention than from the physio. So at least that can be taken as some good news. A slip there by Wiley, and the ball passes under her feet. Raghunandanan, her throw just runs straight through. Lawrence, well, yeah, that's what Gomez is telling her goalkeeper, that you need to come to balls like that. And she's very, very uncertain in that sort of situation, coming off the field. And that's one of the areas that her game has to grow, especially in this modern age with sweeper keepers, as they're called. You have to recognize the match situation quickly and come out and clear your lines with your feet. Now the substitution has been made, and it is number 13, Smith, who's going to come on here. And she has come on to replace Mendez, and Mendez is going to, she was the player who's injured. Mendez injured and off the field at the moment.
Leaving the field of play is number 17, Sharon Mendez, and entering the field of play is number 13.
Here's the corner. Oh, that's, well, somehow that doesn't go into the goal. It's a real melee there, and finally Lawrence gets it. Well, Jamaica had at least 5 chances there, by my count, to score that goal. That ball seemed to bounce on the line at least twice. Credit to the Trinidad and Tobago defense. They were able to prevent goal number 6 from going in. If there's one thing that maybe perhaps you could be critical of the Jamaica team in the second half, is that they haven't been clinical in front of goal. There's just the one goal. And they've had several very clear-cut chances to score. Another corner here for TNT. Lawrence coming out quickly to that one, so obviously the words from a captain has struck home. She did enough to come out and sweep that one away for another corner. That will be taken here by Raghunandanan, who's going to swing this one out towards the penalty spot. Here's the kick towards the penalty spot, just away from Raghunandanan, smashed back in. But it was deflected away from the shot by Mitchell. Oh, that's good skill there shown by Smith. Not the second time, though. Well, it has been a comprehensive victory here for Jamaica under 20s, which will be confirmed in the next 5 minutes. don't think there's going to be a lot of time added on for stoppages here. That would be a bit cruel on this TNT Wolf United team that have been down to, I think they're down pretty much to their last substitute at the moment. There are a couple more substitutes listed on the team sheet, but they may be carrying some injuries. There's Raghunandanan for Jamaica on the 20s. Powell, that one came off her hand. Again, the referee says that has not declined to call it. Yeah, so many different interpretations. The interpretations of the handball rule has been very, very controversial in football over the last few years. The silhouette rule, I understand, is one of the last interpretations to be introduced. Here's Alexander for TNT Wolf United. They really look a tired bunch at the moment here. They'll have to recover quickly and come back in a couple days' time to play again, where they will have another tough match coming up. I mean, the Jamaicans have been tough. They still have the TNT under-20 team. Many of these players hope to make it onto that team, so they'll be hoping to at least show enough in this tournament to get a look in for that TNT Women's Under-20 team. Outside of the foot, nice pass. Oh, Alexander does well. That's very good work. Lawrence does well. Good work for her to get out and kick that one away from danger. No nonsense kick there from Alexander to get that one clear. McPherson. Raghunandanan gets that through. Offside. Not a difficult call there for referee Winchester, assistant referee Winchester on this side of the field. It's a fairly popular name in Tobago, Winchester. It's, of course, the famous singer out of Tobago, Sherwin Winchester, who had those couple road march hits. If you're not familiar with the music scene here in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the popular competitions in the carnival celebrations in the early part of the year is the road march competition, how much your song is played during the parade of the bands. And Sherwin Winchester won it twice in a row, 2004 and 2005, if I remember correctly. His song "Look the Band Comin'" is still played widely, even though it's 20 years old. Jamaica certainly have been on song. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Chance here for goal number 6 and another great foot save. Barber was getting that one away, and that's Lawrence there with another excellent foot save. Now one remembers that it was a foot save that really gave Argentina the World Cup, closing minutes of the men's final in 2022. Their goalkeeper pulled off perhaps the greatest ever save in the history of the men's World Cup with a foot save. Another offside call going against Raghunandanan. Well, she certainly has put a name up as possibly the player of the match. If I really were to judge, it would be between her and McPherson, who has been the heartbeat of this Jamaica Under-20 team. She's kept things ticking nicely along. Don't think I've seen too much in the way of negative passes from her. Always trying to drive the team forward. Just a minute away from the end of the game here. Barber trying to work her way through a mass of black shirts and doesn't get anywhere with it. The defense held firm there for a moment. We haven't seen much of Stevenson in the second half. Another chance here for Jamaica. Mitchell gets the shot off and in. Goal number 6 for Jamaica. 30 seconds away from the end. And in the 90th minute, Mitchell has capped off the scoring here. 6-0. So 2 goals in the second half for Jamaica on the 20s. And Mitchell has her name on the score sheet finally. She's had a couple of chances. And mercifully, only 1 minute will be added on for stoppages here. There could have been a lot more time added on for stoppages. I think if the game were a bit closer, it would have been.
For the Jamaica number 20 who scored by number 14, Sierra Mitchell. And ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute added on time in the second half of the game.
So just 1 minute added on in stoppage time. I know that referees hate it when broadcasters say injury time. It's one of the forbidden phrases in the broadcasters must strike out of their list of jargon. Yes, the throw, and there is the final whistle. And referee Cecile Hines brings it to an end, and Jamaica on the 20s have produced the biggest win of the tournament so far. They have won this match by 6 goals to 0.